M0FXB, welcome back to the channel. I've been looking at the Zastone DM9100 VHF, UHF, GPS, Bluetooth, and this is the unusual thing, DMR. Now I've got the Zastone model that looks pretty similar to this, but this is a newer model that is everything is housed in the head unit. Everything you can see is the size of the radio, so it's very compact. 25 watt, but it has DMR. You can have talk with it. Now it has an unusual, well, not unusual, that's the wrong way to put it, its own unique code plug. You're still going to be using in DMR, you know, talk groups, slots, color codes, contacts. You have to use DMR. And then for analog, you're going to be using CTCSS and plus and minus shifts. That's as usual. You can see it's a dual receive device. Everything's built into it. The Bluetooth, the GPS, it's all built into it. And it's only about £185, which I think is a good price. So in this video, we're going to look at the software that I've never used. I've seen a video on it briefly, but I've never used it. So all we've done here is gone to where it says download just here on the left. Hopefully you can see that just here. Click download, and then it's put it up into our downloads folder, which is just up here. And so we're going to run it. Okay. And I'm literally doing this with you and learning with you. And that's the thing about my channel, is I'm not a teacher. I teach myself. You're watching. For the people that say you don't know what you're doing, of course I don't. I've never done it. So yeah, you know, it's like people, they're just looking for any reason to basically badmouth videos and messages that they see on Facebook, YouTube. Just ignore them, those types, ignore them. So anyway, like next, we're going to go next. Oh, what was that one there? Do you want to create a desktop shortcut? Yes. Next. And then we're going to fire it up. And I haven't got the radio yet. So I believe that the cable you need to connect it is just a micro USB. There's one in the box. The chip that you need to connect to the radio is inside the radio, which is great, makes it a lot easier. Okay, it's saying username, so I'm just going to put in M0FXB. Company name, we're just going to put Ham Tech. And then next, more next. Install, finish. It added a driver, that's good. It says here, your internet connection can be used to make sure that you have the latest updates. Okay, no problem. Finish. Either your connection to the internet or the update service are currently unavailable. Okay. So cancel that. I'm guessing that there isn't an update service available. Let's just make sure, see if it's already loaded. So I hit my Windows squares and there it is there, just DM9100. Let's hit that. And this is the program. Let's open it up while it boots. And I think they've put a lot of work into this device myself. I mean, they've had to create a special code plug, yeah, that can run analog, VHF, UHF, GPS, Bluetooth, DMR. So is it going to let me do anything until I... That's a shame. Well, I can select the... Well, no, I can't even select the COM port. That's a shame. I wonder if I can try and find a code plug that I can use. Open, communication, view. That's a shame. I can't really do nothing until I get a code plug. Ah, that was handy. In the download that we did, within that folder, there is a code plug. And so all I had to do was go back to the software. All I had to do, if you just close it completely, I'm going to put no. Reopen it. It opened up blank just like that. Yeah. And maybe you have to do this anyway. I just want to make sure you can see all of it. I just went File, Open, and this data file appeared. DMR9100. So that's cool, and it's got an E. I'm guessing it's Europe. And wow, look, straight away. So let's just do the basics first. If we double click where it says channel and see if we can just add a normal channel here. No, it's straight away gone straight into being able to add a DMR channel. So let's just add my hotspot. So the alias means name. So click in here, alias, and we're going to go hotspot. Then the frequency of my hotspot is 431.550, and it's simplex 431.55. If it's a repeater or a duplex, you'd have different frequencies, and it is digital, so you can choose digital or analog. I'm not going to use select a specific group list, so I'll leave it default. Because it's my hotspot, I'm going to put low power. Now contacts, let's see, there's only what 2 contacts in there that I can choose. Contacts, if you've never used DMR, is basically your talk group that you're going to transmit on when you speak. Okay, so could that for DMR ID? So we'll have to put that in as well, otherwise it won't know it. Look, we can open this window up. But let me just go over to contacts a minute. So on the left here, you've got lists of different items. One of them is contacts. Just look here, it says contacts. Okay, double click, it's underneath the word DMR services, contacts, and look, you can add contacts. So at the moment it's got contact 1 and 2. That effectively will transmit on talk group 1, talk group 2. So we just click add one, and we're going to give the number, and it's the number that is important here, not actually the name, 91. And then group call, which is the common one where you just talk in your groups. If you click private, it's 1-to-1, yeah? So I'm going to put here, I'm going to name it Worldwide 91. I'll create another one while I'm here. You just click add. And then let's go to, if I click add again, oh, it's putting them above. Look at that. When I click add, it puts me at the bottom. So I'm going to call this one, if I delete it, I'm going to call it chat, because chat is 2350. And then the one above it, why has it not kept that number? Chat. I'm going to click add. Yeah. Oh, it's saying it. Oh, it puts it at the top. I'm confused where it's putting it, but the number has to be right. So let's just rename this one to a chat 1 a minute. Yeah. And then we'll call this one chat 1, we'll call it 2351, because that's like CQUK. Then the chat 1 here is 2350. Okay, that's better. So we've got a few talk groups that we can select. So you just close that down, and I notice you can import and export them as well. So now in the contacts here, this is for DMR, I can choose Worldwide 91. So when I transmit, it will transmit on Worldwide 91. Let's just go back to the contact, because that's showing up as 9. So just go back to contacts and take your time on this, yeah? Contacts, make sure, double click, make sure that is down as 91. Yeah, the name, look, is wrong, so I won't let me put in 91, so I'm going to go back one and then put 91. Okay, but the name wouldn't have affected it when it transmitted. The number affects everything, because that's like a phone number. So that's that one done. Let's open up the full window to see, when you double click here, these arrows, what that actually looks like. So it's the same thing, it's just you can change more, you know, and these are all hopefully saving as we go along. So hotspot, remember that each channel has to go into a zone or you won't be able to find it, because that's the way it works. You create channels, you put them into zones, they're buckets, they're basically groups or even banks, and you go, say you call one zone PMR, put all your PMR frequencies there. If you call another one repeaters, put them there, or DMR repeaters, and so on. And so in this we can select things like the power, probably select, oh yeah, looking down here, the slot, that's important. So I would select slot 2 on my hotspot and color code 1. You'll find that a lot of repeaters use color code 3, but the color code is like CT, CSS. You do have to select the right one. DMR ID is down as local ID, so we need to get that information in there in a second. We will do. So I think that will work now. Very normal DMR settings. Let's go at the top here to where it says radio information. And that's just giving the version etc. Let's go, what we actually want is, let's try general settings to put my DMR number in there. It doesn't really need it doesn't actually need your call sign because it gets it from your DMR number. So let's find where we're going to put that. So on the left, it's actually this code plug is really well made actually. I don't know how buggy it will be when we actually use it on the radio, but look, DMR ID, right within all the DMR services part there. So we're going to put in 2341437, which is my DMR ID, and where it says radio 1, I'm just going to call it M0FXB. And the idea is, let's just say you got a friend and you want to add one, and so he can use your radio or your family friend. You click add, you put a different DMR ID and a different call sign. Will it let me add that or not? It just says radio 1 there. M0. Remember, the call sign isn't important because it gets it from your number. There you are, it's got it in there. Okay, so we'll leave that okay. Like so. If we go back to the channel now and click here, look, I can choose M0FXB. So when it transmits, it will make sure that it transmits using my DMR number on talk group 91 on this frequency on slot 2, color code 1. And you get it. I know it seems a lot to take in, but the only way you learn it is to keep doing it. So I'm just going to go File, Save, because I don't want to lose it. I'm going to click OK. And I would recommend you do that, especially when you're learning, because doing it all again would be really annoying. So now we're going to click Add a New Channel, and this time we're going to select Analog, right? So I'm going to put my HubNet node. So we're going to select, well, it says Analog there, and we're going to call it HubNet. Now really, once you've learnt 2 channels on DMR, it doesn't matter what radio you've got, it could be your Anytone 878, MD380, it's the same process, and it doesn't matter what software it is. If you just get in your head that, you know, general DMR radios that we're buying as hams, I'm not on about the sort of high-end commercial, but the stuff we're getting from AliExpress, from Icom, from Motorola, yeah, well, Motorola is similar, from Anytone, those type companies. What else we got lying around here? HD, Alence. They're all using the same format. So anyway, HubNet here is 434.550. And put it there as well because it's simplex. And like I said, if it's a repeater, you just put the shift in. You put the receive and transmit. Analog, we're going to need to have a tone there. Power level, I'll keep it low. Wide narrowband if you want. You want encode. See the encode? That's your tone, not decode. You want encode. Click it and then select. On mine it's 77 Hertz. On a repeater it tends to be 94.8, and then you'd have a minus or a plus, so you have to work out the minus and plus. So if it's 145,600, the minus would be 145,000. It's that, you know, it's like that. Click the open up the bigger window as well. It's less important, this section, than DMR because there's less parameters that you need to set. So let's have a look at analog, scan list, I'm not going to do that. Encode, auto reset time, not really sure what that is. Normally there's a timeout of how long you talk. I'm not seeing that there. I'm sure it's right there in front of me. Would it be that? Auto reset time. I'll have to test it when I'm actually using it. Squelch mode, analog TX omit. You can actually stop TX. You know, you can prevent TX if you want. You've got different squelch types. I just left it there. That looks fine to me. So we've now added HubNet. Okay, got the name there. So now we need to think about zones and putting these channels into a zone. So up here, where it says, let's have a look now. Looking for the word zone now. And whilst I'm looking, I've noticed they've got the little Bluetooth bit here. Bluetooth volume, mic gain. You can turn it on and off. And the Bluetooth will work with host and Bluetooth. host, and then it just says Bluetooth. So I'll have to test that. But I believe that there is a Bluetooth connection between the wired microphone that comes with this set. You can actually select it to be wireless, which is excellent. And even the Zastone one that I've got, the other model, gives you an option like that. But anyway, just waffling now. It says here roam zone. I've never done roaming, but it has. They really worked hard on this. They've got zone roaming in there, which is great for those that want to use that. It means you can drive up and down a country, and it automatically selects different repeaters. Okay, I found the zone. It's right at the top there. So you remember you have channels, which we were in, but now you're going to create zones. So this zone hasn't even been named yet. So if we go right, if we double click there, see if we can add a zone. We double clicked it and it's showing zones, and these are the channel on the right. These are channels that are available, and you can put them in channel A and channel B. Remember, that's a dual band radio. That would be pretty cool if it dual displays DMR, two DMR talk groups. That would be cool, especially if you're using a twin or dual DMR hotspot. I wonder if it will receive two at the same time. I doubt it, but you never know. So zone, let's give it a name. We'll call it, let's just put in the word favorites. No, actually we won't do that. To make it more so you understand it, we're going to call this one PMR. Then we're going to go add. And we're going to call this one my hubnet nodes. I'll just call it hubnet 2 for now. And then we'll add another one. We'll call it DMR repeaters. Like so. And add another one. We'll call it VHF. You see how it's going? You create your little banks, okay? Oh, let's just go VH. Looks like it's making me click add to go to the next one. So now inside these, you choose what's going to be in it. So in the hubnet, yeah, we go down to hubnet. We select what is going to be inside that zone. And you do have to have a minimum of one in there. You can't have them empty. So if we go to DMR, and then it's telling us how many we can choose from. There's already one in there, so we can only choose one other one. So we choose the channel we created and send it across with this right arrow. We've now got two in there. So if we were VHF repeater, you would have created, as we just showed you, a few repeaters. And you can try and import whole batches of files. I haven't done that yet. And then you would send it into your zone, and it looks like you can, on channel B, you can, no, it's only letting me select one at the moment. There it is, their current zone on B. So on B you can choose a completely different zone. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. So yeah, it gives you full flexibility. So that's the basics really. And then you write it to the radio, which you can go program, write or read to radio. We can just hit these arrows here. Yellow looks like it's read and red is write. That's your COM port. Oh no, that changed the language. The COM port, which I did see somewhere. Online test. Oh yeah, this has got record facilities. I remember there it is, their communication port. So you have to choose your COM port. And of course I'm going to do all this again when I get the actual radio. Program a few more channels. I'm going to see if I can borrow a code plug, because the reason I like that is because it's going to have a lot more in there. About, just says we're running version 1.012. There might be a newer one. What's this one here? UI. What is that? Key tone. Is that, so that could be your buttons maybe? Alert on it, or was it talk permit tones? Could be your tones. What's this menu? Oh wow, this is the menu of all your functions. Cool. So anything you untick won't show up, but you can see everything's been ticked. Where's the GPS? I haven't actually seen the GPS. Looking around. How that works, or is that just turn on and it just starts showing GPS? Channel zones, general settings. Looking around for the word GPS. Radio enable and radio disable. The work they've put into this, and I've never seen this code plug anywhere else, unless Zastone have another DMR radio. Parameters. you'd think my DMR number would be there, wouldn't it? I'm just going to put that in 2341437 just to make sure. Oh, you can a default picture to boot up with. I don't think that screen would show a picture unless it shows like a grid style picture. Boot screen. I will learn more on that, of course. Alias, radio alias. Oh, that's the name of this radio. Call it M0FXB. Parameter, Chinese. Radio decode. I mean, there's a lot in there. Let's move on to something else. Quick text. You can text message. You can do encryption if you're into that. Lone worker. I don't really know what that does. I think it's an emergency type thing. DTMF. So looks like you can put DTMF presets in there. La la la. So the only thing I'm not seeing is the GPS, but I know that this has got GPS in it. I'll go File, Communication Port, View. I think that's about it. And then how about Import Export? I'll guess that if we go to, because the thing about DMR radios, you tend to need to, you want to import, don't you, lots of contacts. So let's have a go at contacts. It does give you an import ability there. So that'll be something we try on the radio, and I wonder how many contacts it will hold and export. What does it save it as? It saves it as a CSV file. And it actually exported that. Let's try and import a CSV file just before we finish. I go to here, radio.net, I'll put the link in, and then use a CSV. I don't even know if this one works. I'm just going to try it. It's just downloaded the CSV file. Then we'll go back to the software. And we're going to go import. Thing is, really, to be honest with you, that isn't actually the data, the contacts that I want. Because you've got different kinds of contacts. You've got the contacts which are the talk group numbers. Then you've got the contacts of all the people. And that was actually the one I wanted. So if we go here, no, it won't add. So that, I think that's going to be the downside to this radio. You can import the digital contacts of the different talk groups, but when it comes to loads of people, so let's have a look. We've got digital contact. Actually, let's try here. You've got the contacts. Actually, no, it might do it here. Let's see if it will import. Unless I got it backwards, it is possible. You've got private call. Now, this is where you would do it. Import, right? Okay, digital contact, not. So contacts are your talk groups, digital contact are the people. So we're going to go import, downloads, there's this user CSV, invalid. So, and if we export one, go to downloads, I wonder what it exports as. It says CSV here, call it GG open save. Yeah, so I'm going to learn about that. I'm going to look in their instructions for that, about how, if we can import a load of contacts. So it's going to be a lot better. And that's the other thing we haven't learned. Can we display, do they display on the screen when we're talking to people? It'll show the talk group number, but will it also show all their information? Let me just quickly show you the selling site, and then we'll end. This is the selling site. Obviously DMR, digital and analog radio. I'm not seeing contacts on screen there, can you? It says, I think that says Hokkaido, but anyway, Zastone, isn't it? Click view more. Now, if you look at all the information text that is showing on that screen, because this is literally showing everything, I'm seeing TI, and so it's showing you T1. Digi, main, Vox, record, all the icons, radio. It looks like it's got broadcast radio, Bluetooth, power. It looks like it has the same on both sides, analog, digital. I don't think this one's going to show your contacts on screen. So I would say that's a downside. But if you're using a hotspot, it's all going to be on the hotspot anyway. And these days hotspots are £50, £55, you got a hotspot. So yeah, that's a big learning for me video, and thanks for watching. And please hit the like, subscribe, buy my wife a coffee, join the channel. and join the YouTube channel, and catch you on air soon. Lots learning to do, but yeah, this is definitely one of the radios I'm going to really enjoy supporting. Bye for now.